Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. All right, looking good. Let's get this set up and then we can start. So as I'm getting things set up, I want to give a couple disclosures full here. This is the night of this entire event that I'm not looking forward to the most. Shoot. Let's just do Mario Kart. That'll bring some people in. Welcome back to Summer Speed. We're now on our 4th stream, so go-karts, top-downs, isometrics. Last night was kind of the stuff I really was wanting to do. Tonight is all the rest of it, and I'm a little less enthused for it. The go-karts are a lot of the time, I don't want to say schlock, but this is where a lot of the like licensed TV movie licensed games end up, like Shrek, Ants. You know, it's like they can be perfectly serviceable, but they're not particularly high quality. And then isometric and top-down racers, I kind of have, I have a bias against these, all right? And it kind of just comes from, like, I was too young. When these games were really big, when these were like the top racing games, hold on one sec here, let me copy and paste this, we'll be done. Okay. It's a personal bias of mine that I kind of view these particular kinds of games to be lesser quality. You know, just full disclosure. And I know that there's a lot of people who grew up in the Atari era, the early arcade era, like the early Nintendo era, and that was the pinnacle of racing games at that point, you know. At least for top downs, isometrics are almost a completely different realm. Like last night with the mission games, we kind of began treading into the realm of like GTA and action games more than racing games. Here we're kind of doing something interesting where it's like similar, but these are more akin to like RC car racing games where you've got the isometric track is as though you're looking down into a dirt track with RC cars racing them around a track. You know, some games look very similar to that. And again, this is treading into a niche of people who like may not appreciate me denouncing what they have a passion for. You know, it's like I don't want to step on any toes here. I want to give these games a fair shake, but just, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not in the best mood this night. I've been kind of dreading this particular stream for a while, and it's gonna be kind of a brief stream, honestly. Like, I would like to go to bed at a reasonable hour tonight, so it's gonna be quick, it's gonna be dirty, it's gonna be just blasting straight through these. You know, we're still gonna crown 3 more champions tonight, but you know, it's just, I'm not going to have the most flattering things to say this evening. This is not where the technicality, the mechanical. I don't want to restart, you fucking shithead. Fucking computer. There's a lot of these where some studios made the effort to make as close to a console game as possible on the GBA, and we saw those, and I admired those efforts. Even if they weren't the best, even if the execution was not up to par. If they had flaws, tearing, weird, what do you call it? Weird objects appearing when they shouldn't, frame rate drops, all those things. They made that effort, and that effort's there, and we have to acknowledge it. There are some games in here, like there's a Need for Speed game that's a top down, or not not a Need for Speed, a Midnight Run, which was another street racer game on the consoles. That's one of the ones I had a lot of fun playing back on the PS2. But instead of going the route that Need for Speed went, where they actually tried to make a racing game on the GBA, they went for a top-down game. It's kind of a cop-out, just a little bit in some regards. You can definitely tell that there was choices made here to go for what was known to be effective or what was known to work rather than experimental. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. We have 20 odd games again tonight. So let's see, we've got 16 karts, 9 isometrics, and 6 top down. So 15, 31 games. We have 31 games tonight. So that's kind of something that's also, I am not really that excited. I'm not that enthused. All right. So just bear with me. We're going to have some fun tonight regardless. We're going to start tonight with Ants Extreme Racing. Just starting the evening strong. I can honestly tell you, I've never seen Ants before. I was not a DreamWorks kid. Yeah, I really have nothing to say on the subject matter. A lot of these, I'm just gonna kind of be pretty blasé, because depending on what degree of irony you're operating on, you could maybe get a whole bunch of friends together and trick them into playing this with you on a net play kind of thing, or you could just realize that you are in fact playing Ants, the go-kart game, and you're wasting precious hours of minutes of your life that you're never gonna get back again. So off we go. What a fascinating individual. Good God, what's wrong with that guy? Let's go with this big fucker here. I mean, right off the bat, I'm seeing things I like. Oh, okay, never mind. The frame rate's good. That's something that can be said. I'm not having any issues understanding what I'm looking at or comprehending. It's Ants. It's Ants, the go-kart game. It controls a little muddy. You can see this. Turning is almost completely ineffective unless you hold it down. I can just do this over and over. There's stuff on there's things to bump into. That's good. A lot of games just had stuff on the side that you would just glide right through like a ghost. Honestly, if you grew up with this game, you unironically were gifted this game by your family or by a friend, or a friend gave it to you, and you found yourself at some point growing up with nothing to do but play a little bit of Ants Racing, let me know. Let me know how what that experience was. There may even be a few people who enjoyed Ants enough to warrant. Oh my God! It's a magnifying glass. There may be. Oh God! What do we do about that? There we go. there may be a few fans of the Ants movie. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know how good of a movie it was. Like, it was something that I was aware of, but I never really had an interest in going to go see. Um, Speaking of which, it was a '90s movie, wasn't it? I'm at least pretty sure because it came out around the same time Bugs Life did. Because that's what they used to do. Is like DreamWorks would compete directly with Disney, and they would put out an animated movie around the same time. It's kind of weird that this got a 2002 game, you know, of all things. Like, and there is a Game Boy Color game. I don't understand the logic of that. I don't know if they came out around the same time. Like, this is obviously probably way better in quality. We can actually look at that another night. I was planning on doing an extension of this whole thing. What's happening here? Where we look at some of the Game Boy Color racing games, and we could look at that one. But yeah, I don't have much to say about it. It was functional. If you wanted to play a racing or a kart game on your GBA and you didn't have Mario and you only had Ants, you could play it. That's about as generous as I'm going to get here. Like, I'm not trying to do AVGN shit. It's just that there really isn't much notable to speak of. Banjo Pilot is next here. Banjo Pilot's interesting because it's actually an airplane game, much like Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong Racing, which is very, very neat. This honestly may be a contender for one of the best games. I do have to say though, again, I did not I did not grow up with Banjo and Kazooie. It was one of those ones that I was aware of. None of my friends had this for the N64, or had Banjo Kazooie for the N64. So really quick, right off the bat, something very impressive. You actually have controls for your elevation. That's very, very weird, and it's very, very interesting. Like, I'm not sure. I guess it came in clutch there, right there, a second ago. Oh, okay. Okay, so there is reasons to go high or low. I don't know what I just did there. I don't know how to use that. There we go. I'm not really even sure what that did. This may honestly, I don't know, been shot down. Wait, we have guns. Why do we have guns? Were there guns in Banjo-Kazooie? Okay. Once again, it's a little finicky to use the gun because it's like I've got to adjust my thumb here to be able to drive, accelerate, and shoot. This probably would have been a better thing. Oh god, why is everyone talking? If it was on a shoulder button. Which, the shoulder buttons don't seem to be doing anything. Anyway, trying to finish thoughts here without fucking up. Okay, never mind. This may actually elicit a little bit more playthrough at a later date, because I want to see some of the other levels. Like, I want to see if they're just, if the level design's all flat like that, then, you know, may not be the best implementation of this whole system. But if they have some, like, really weird vertical levels, then, you know, that might be fun. That might be cool to see. But yeah, that was Banjo Race, I think. That's a good game. I like that one. I would like to play some more of that later on sometime. But we've got to keep it moving. We got 31 games to go through. Cartoon Network Speedway. Like I said, a lot of licensed stuff. A whole lot of schlock this evening we gotta dig through. And we've kind of hit the point, especially with this one. It's unique. You can't play a lot of these guys anymore, you know? Like, this game could almost be regarded as nostalgic for the fact that you can't find a lot of these TV shows anymore. Cartoon Network's kind of been notorious for, what is it, HBO Max? Was what they're on, I think? Or is it Nickelodeon? I can't remember. One of the networks have been putting all their stuff on streaming platforms and then gradually getting rid of them one by one. So that you can't watch this shit anymore. So, you know, like, it brings an interesting layer to what was obviously just TV licensed bait games, where you're supposed to buy this just to, like, because it had characters in it you like, you know, that kind of stuff. But now you may want to play it just like to reminisce, you know, to like you want to play Johnny Bravo because you haven't seen Johnny Bravo in 10 years. Sure, you know, I can see that. Just knock Johnny out. But as far as a racing game goes, this is fine. Like, I kind of like this a little bit more than Ants. It's not as good as Banjo. I'll give it that right off the bat. But it's serviceable. If this is all you had as a kid, I could see you getting some a few hours into it. You know, these kind of games strike me because there was this kind of I don't know what you would call it, an Overton window gap, where I got first somehow. There was a time when kids just had stuff and they played stuff, and there wasn't really any concern by what your peers thought you had played. You know, and you would play this shit together. Like, if you had there was a fucking Nickelodeon Brawl, like Smash Brothers game, and you know, you could get a couple people together and play. But like I played Army Man. I went over to my buddy's house once, and we played Army Man on his PlayStation. It was that was fun. It was a good time. But like, you got into a certain point in time, and people would start judging you and shit. You know, it's like there was a point where you could like sit in middle school playing this before the bell began for school, and you would not get fucking like hackled for it. You know, and obviously that ended. And now you wouldn't be caught dead playing this kind of shit in public. But, you know, there was a point. There was a point where this was okay. Anyway, we've got one that's not, as far as I know, this is a European one. You can tell that by wants to start with French. This is Kakado. And I don't know if this is a licensed game. It maybe, because that fellow looks kind of familiar. I think we played something in a similar vein in the Euro stream. That's Kakado, Shiny. Maybe not. These guys definitely look like they are part of some series. Oh, this is very nice. Like, it's fast. If you're wondering about my metric for what is constituting a kart tonight, besides they're on karts, they're usually pretty small tracks, sometimes with a lot of obstacles. They have power-ups littered around that you can use. And that's generally that's the thing, you know, like rally cars, you had a pretty distinctive niche where you were on dirt tracks, following very close directions and trying to race the next checkpoint before the time ran out. You know, this is you're going around a small track, several laps with power-ups, boosters, and obstacles, and usually on a little cart kind of thing. But this is honestly very nice. You know, I'm digging what I'm seeing here. It's colorful. Like I can tell you right off the bat again, one of those games that you're not going to have any issues seeing on an original GBA. It's bright enough and colorful enough. You're going to be able to see what's going on. I just keep dropping ice cubes everywhere. It controls well. It runs well. That was a good game. I liked that. I would play more of that. That's another one I would sit down and try and play through. I would like to do a playthrough of that one day. That's a good game. I'm honestly kind of bummed that I probably couldn't be able to find it here in the States because it's a European game. I would like to own that one. Alright, Crash Nitro Kart. Similar vein, different direction though. Now we're getting into the video game spin-offs like Banjo. That's pretty nice, honestly. I don't know half these people. I used to play Crash on the PlayStation. I played it at a couple people's houses, and it was one of those games that kind of had a visceral thing for me, like all the different ways Crash could explode or die. It was kind of weird, you know. Made me feel odd as a kid. Not like the weird fetish odd, just kind of like, I don't know. I felt for Crash, you know. Nice. This is also running very well. This is very smooth. It's very bright, very colorful. Again, just a very nice card game. Like honestly, I would even might call this better than fucking Mario Kart. Completely honest. Yeah. I would say it's probably limited, just by the fact that like there's probably not that much like stuff to do in it. You know, like the Mario games and F-Zeros, there's like unlockable shit to do after you've won all the races and circuits and all of that. And this, I'm pretty thinking it's probably going to be kind of shallow, you know, because you get it's a Crash spin-off. I did actually have a Crash Bandicoot game for the Game Boy Advance. I had the... hell, I don't remember what it was. I'll actually hit someone with that. It was a platform game. And I almost beat the whole thing. Actually was very good at it. But I got stuck on like one of the second to last levels because I couldn't make a jump. But yeah, I like Crash. Crash was a good PlayStation game. I would probably call it more than anything. I haven't played any of the modern stuff though. It's one of those ones I feel like would be apprehensive because it probably would not translate that well because the core gameplay loops were like, it was pretty simple overall, you know. It was an isometric top-down platformer, and you can't really replicate that all that much. You know, it's like playing Frogger games. You know, you hit a point where the gameplay loop is just too simple, and you begin to get weird experimental ways to innovate on that. But yeah, very good game, very nice. I would love I would play that if I just had it in my little box. Good game, good card game. All right, moving on. Crazy Frog Racer. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is another European one. Thank you, Europe, for whatever the fuck you've done here. If you don't remember what Crazy Frog is, it was like a weird computer music video. That should tell you absolutely everything you need to know about Crazy Frog. Um, I remember it got really big when you could, like, the annoying thing. You could get ringtones and, like, decals or wallpapers for your flip phone. Like, 2005, before the smartphones were around, you could actually go into magazines. I might actually go find a page later on to show you. There were pages in these magazines. There, you would dial in a number, and they would charge you money, and you could download a ringtone, a wallpaper, a game, and these were god awful games. These were like very, very basic, like, because you were functionally running something off a four function calculator. That's what these flip phones a little more were, you know. They ran jar files. That's what they used to run, like Java jar files. I don't know. I guess tournament. Who are these fucking people? Like, what is crazy? Like, how are there enough? There had to have been some kind of TV show or something, right? Like, what? Who are these fucking people? Did they just make them up? Punk Girl? Who? Mafia Head? Alright, we'll go with the bull, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh god, it's very slow, though. Oh, it's so fucking slow. It's so fucking slow. There's like, it's not even attempting to simulate speed. Can I shift gears? Nothing's happened. Like, I can't. No buttons that would normally shift a gear up are shifting anything. It's so fucking slow. I think this is more egregious than some of the other ones. Yeah, this is dreadful. This is bad. I'm sorry. I have a gun. I'm generally, this is one I'm kind of relieved we didn't get a stateside. Like, they can keep this. Alright, you're more than welcome to keep this one on the other side of the Atlantic. We don't need this here. Goal reached, okay. That was Crazy Frog Racer. I don't, Crazy Frog, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Is that his little fucking willy on this? I need to get out of here. Jesus fucking Christ. Tell me that wasn't his little dick hanging out. Oh my god. That was Crazy Frog Kart. That's probably the weakest we're going to get tonight, thankfully. Digimon Racing. This might actually be kind of good. And I believe, as far as the US goes, we got like precious few Digimon games on the GBA. If you don't know, there were a fuck ton of fucking PlayStation Digimon games. There were a ton of really good games. But yeah, that sounds like him. So this is more kind of related to the TV show. Let's go with him. Than Digimon as a whole franchise. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait, what do you mean turn around? Or is it giving me fucking turnkey? I can't get off this fucking palm tree. Man, okay, so it is giving you... It's almost like a rally game, kind of. Can't believe I just blew my entire fucking lead. Okay, so everyone's talking. Oh god, what? Oh god, you can digivolve? What? You can jump? That's different. Oh! Why? What? What I just... What is happening? Okay. I don't... How do I... What does this even mean that I did you like? What does that... What's that good for? I don't know, man. I am very lost here. I am lost in the sauce. So... Jesus Christ. It looks good. It's nice looking. There is a lot happening here that I'm a little bit confused on. Okay, so those grids will apparently level you up to so you can digivolve. What that's good for, I can't exactly tell you. Oh fuck. Okay, so I guess if you charge up those bars all the way on the side, you can use an ability. And you know, instead of the box, I'm kind of hoping, like, again, this would be another. There's enough going on here that I would be intrigued to play again and explore a little more. But I'm really hoping that there's tracks slightly less fucking chaotic than this shit. It feels like I'm feeling constrained here, you know? There's obviously an attempt at making a more complex system than this, you know. There's an attempt here to make something more than just a kart game. But if the track's too small, you can't really capitalize on it, you know? But that was interesting. That was fun. I'm not knocking this game. That one I would absolutely play again. That was fun. It's just like there is a lot getting thrown on you right at the get-go. Yeah, so that was Digimon Racers. Interesting little game. Alright, Gadget Racers. Full disclosure, some of these are in here because I may have forgotten about them. These are also kind of getting nebulous. So if you've never heard of Koro Q or the Penny Racers, these are a toy line in Japan, I think. They may also be here. I'm not entirely sure. They're just these little toy cars, right? And there are a ton of these racing games out there. And it's kind of hard to tell them apart. I think I talked about this on the first stream. Gadget Racers in one region can be released as Penny Racers in another. Then you can have a completely different Penny Racers game released in that same region that's then renamed Gadget Racers in that other region. So you can have a Penny Racers and a Gadget Racers be two completely different games in two completely different regions. It's very, very strange. I'm not really sure. So you can tell, like, this obviously is more of a stock car game, almost, I would say. But we're going to throw it in here. Oh, wait, no. We just want a quick race. Let's be the garbage truck. Let's go with manual. Okay, shoulders are shift. I would be deeply concerned if I had a garbage truck that could get up 130. That's a bit much. But I mean, it's fine. Like, it's not that impressive sprite-wise. They didn't go for any pseudo 3D or actual 3D models. Oh, there's sixth gear. Jesus Christ. The tracks okay. There's stuff on the sides. There's no. It's flat. You know. There's no geometry shakeups here. You know. It's just it's a fine little racer. I don't know. It's not quite as smooth as some of the other ones. Like, it's not running as fast as Crash or Digimon, or that Kotoro game, whatever the fuck it was called, I remember. But you know, again, it's fine. Yeah, if you had this as a kid growing up, and you played it every once in a while, you probably had a good time. You know. May not have been particularly memorable, but a good time nonetheless, you know. Sick fucking drift. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. If you're a fan of the Kurokyu or the Gadget Penny Racers, you would probably like this, I think. Fun. I don't really have any... No, I'll say this. I don't really feel like playing more. But, that being said, I've heard that there are qualities to this, like customization, role-playing qualities, that make the games feel more unique, I think. So it could bear more. It could bear a further look. I don't know. Like, that looks pretty good. But yeah, that was Gadget Racers, I think. Yes, Gadget Racers. Okay. We've got a Hot Wheels game next. This is World Race. This one's pretty interesting, if I remember correctly. This is one of the ones that really kind of tickled my pickle. It's goofy. So it's got style right off the bat. Very cartoony. Definitely no ambition to make it seem like there's 3D elements here. You know, not like Drone Racers. Or any of the other ones that were kind of in that same vein. Look at these tracks, by the way. We're going to talk about these fucking tracks here in a minute. My God. We have to do this one. Okay, so you may be wondering... Oh, God, the tearing. Ooh, Jesus. You may be wondering why this is in the kart games if it's a fucking Hot Wheels game. These tracks are so fucking loopy. Legitimately, I could not put them anywhere else because there's so many fucking turns, man. So many fucking turns. But otherwise, beyond that fucking... What the fuck is going on with that graphics tearing? Oh, Jesus. I hope that's just an emulation thing. Like, I hope that wasn't how the game was shipped. Because everything else is very nice. Like, the cars themselves are obviously sprites, but the track We actually have some Mode 7 scaling down there. I don't know if you can see that as we go around that. The track is sitting above everything else, and there is a landscape below it that looks to be fully 3D rendered. I'm not doing well at all here. But yeah, it's a fine game. This is fun. You get to do little jumps, like little stunts whenever you do one of these jumps. I don't really know why you'd want to, because you lose time if you fuck one up. There doesn't really seem to be any reason, like you don't get a boost or anything like in Mario Kart. There's obstacles. I don't know what that bar up top is. Oh, it's boost. I have a turbo boost. Okay. It's pretty challenging. I can't actually. I'm having a real hard time keeping up with anybody else. Probably because I keep doing these fucking stunts on the ramps. But you know, it's not one of the worst Hot Wheels games for sure. It's not one of the worst kart racing games for sure. It's ambitious. I was saying how we wouldn't see a whole lot of experimentation. This is one of the few, I would say, I would even argue, is trying to be outside the box here. Because, you know, like, what in the fuck, looking at this, tells you this is a fucking Hot Wheels game, you know? Like, unless you happen to know what every single car in Hot Wheels was in 2005. Or, like, fuck. Like, if you just took the Hot Wheels title off this and called it whatever it was, World Circuit or something, you know, you could probably set like ship this as its own unique entity. It's so fucking windy though. Like, this would be the absolute bread and butter for certain people, I think. Okay, I don't know what that was. Like, certain racing fans who are really good at, like, drifting and that kind of thing, I think would love this game. It is not. It is not for me, because I'm a Turbo Outlast kind of guy, you know, like, I want to drive fast in a straight line as long as possible. So, I'm not very good at it. Don't let that fool you, though. This is a wonderful game. I'm not sure. Not sure if it's top. It's high. It's up there because it's one of the few games actually pushing the envelope. But as far as top, I'm not sure. We'll have to see the rest of the contenders first. Alright. Inspector Gadget Racing. Kind of like Ants, this is another one. I'm not really sure why they made a game for it in 2002. You know, like, Inspector Gadget was on the air, what, late 80s, early 90s, and then they made a really crappy live-action movie. The only thing I remember from that is the Yahoo song. The claw. Let's be this guy. The highway, the airport. It's pretty. I kind of stick it up there with Penny Racers, you know. It's bright, it's pretty, it's simple. Not really pushing the envelope that much. Kind of running slow. Not really as bad as... Why is this ticking down? Oh. It's not as bad as a Crazy Frog game, but it's pretty damn slow. Fun little sound effects. What am I supposed to do about this? Nothing, I guess. I guess you're just not supposed to get a bomb. Also kind of reminds me of the Simpsons Road Rage game. That's another one I'm thinking. You know, bright colors, simple cartoony style. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Not really breaking any envelopes. I got another bomb. Only game I've seen, I guess we could talk about that. Only game I've seen so far where they give you an actual penalty of item. In the power up lineup. That's kind of interesting. Maybe I'm supposed to like. Maybe I'm supposed to touch someone else with the bomb. Maybe that's what the plan is. Well, either way, I didn't do good. It's fine. Again, if you had that as a kid, I don't think you would have been terribly disappointed. Not the best racing game, though, sadly. Which is a shame, because these sprites are nice. Like, look how fast they turn. If only the game could run that fast when we were doing a race. Alright. Konami Crazy Racers. One of the very few, besides Mario Kart, you may have seen an advertisement for. I remember they had these in Nintendo Power. Konami, man. I don't remember Konami, man. It's a pretty little intro, though. I'm having a hard time remembering who actually was in what like Konami IPs there were. I see Goemon there. I think that's Bomberman. So there's Bomberman, there's Goemon. I guess we can see. Some of these games just wanted you to make an account so you just play. The music's good. Okay, so there's Mystical Ninja Goemon. An Easter Island head. I don't even know what that's from. Is that Gray Fox from fucking Metal Gear Solid? So what's he from? Who's this that guy? I don't know who he is. That might be Konami, man. Her. A very big. Is that a dude from Darkstalkers? Oh, I'm going cross-eyed. There's all kinds of shit in here. I don't know who that is either. I guess it'll be this guy. Is that unique just to me, or is that for everybody? Alright, so it runs well. It's pretty fucking fast. Again, looks good, looks colorful. The screen's a bit cluttered. Only game I've seen so far were the little mini map and the placements and the power. There's a lot going on here on the sides, and kind of hard to see the actual what's going on in front of you, you know? Probably another one of those weird games, like, I think Konami mainly put their stuff out on the PlayStation, so it's like, you would have had to have played a lot of fucking PlayStation games for any of this shit to make sense, I think. Are they speaking Japanese? What am I doing? Okay, I mean, yeah. Fine game. I'll put it up there kind of next Crash Kart. Or Nitro Kart, whatever you fucking call it. I don't really know where any of these people are from. Yeah, sorry. That's probably gonna rustle feathers, but I'm sorry. I don't know what a lot of these characters are from. Yeah, I don't want that. Lego Racers 2. You might wonder where Lego Racers 1 is. Question the answers. I don't fucking know. As far as I know, there isn't a Lego Racers 1 for the GBA. I'm Rocket Racer. I don't remember Rocket Racer. Single player. These are just straight up little fucking Lego men they took a picture. That's kind of funny. I dig that. You know, I dig that. Wow. Can we get a little variety here? Let's do this one. Oh. Ooh, kind of loose on the controls. It looks okay. I would say more or less if you played the Adventure Island games on the PC in the late 90s, you probably would like this more than other people. You know, it's like a racing. You get what's on the tin here. Very, very, very fucking floaty on the controls, though. I would imagine this has been reskinned and shoved in more than one bootleg in our lifetime. It's just kind of the vibes I'm getting with the music and everything. Okay. Why was it only 2 people? That's a bit strange. But yeah, that was Lego Racing. If you liked the early 90s, or late 90s, early 2000 games for Legos, you would probably like that one. Nicktoons Racing. Another one that is almost identical to Cartoon Network. You could probably play this one for nostalgia value now, since you probably can't watch... Oh, it's crawfish. That's always a good sign. Probably can't watch a lot of this shit anymore, unless you're on YouTube. Oh, hold on, let's do Race for Fun. We got Cat Dog, we got SpongeBob, Tommy, the Monkey, Angelica, I forget what her name is. They don't actually have the names on here, you just get the picture. Sure, let's go with this guy. Yeah, I mean, again, this one is actually running very, very impressively. Is there a... I see other people jumping. Is there a jump? Yeah, there's a jump. Okay. I guess that's another feature of kart games. You can jump on. The frame rate and the track and how it's like cycling is very nice. I'll say that. The sprites are okay. Apparently I can't clear that anyway. As far as gameplay, I guess it's alright. You know, the fact that there's giant holes everywhere is kind of interesting. There aren't many games that like really put that at the forefront. Yeah, I could see like if you grew up on Nickelodeon and you know you get nostalgic for it, you might like this. If you had this as a kid, you probably wouldn't mind this. I don't even know what my fucking position is. Oh, I'm in second. Jesus Christ. I was in second. Okay. Yeah, not a bad game. One of the ones that ran slightly better than the others, I think. Higher up for sure, but not that bad, you know. Not bad. Okay. Almost there. Shifting Gears Road Trip. I think this is another Penny Racers game, if I'm remembering correctly. Anytime you see Takara, I think that's usually them. Let me get some more. I'll drop back here. Yeah, it's Penny Racers. So this is another one of those. I'm not really sure if it is a not too sure if it's actually a kart game, but we're kind of throwing it in here because I may have forgotten about it. The truck. Kind of a different style on these. This may have been a different toy line, I guess, or something. I don't know. Running a bit rough. Definitely not running as fast as Gadget Racers. But, you know, functionally very, very similar. I would even argue to the point that if you had several of these games, you might have a hard time remembering one from the other. Though I doubt that was a real problem. I doubt many people had a lot of these games. And we're done. Okay. Over before it began. Oh yeah, that's fine. I don't know what else to say to that. It was good. It's another Penny Racer, Gadget Racer game. So, if you like that, you can see more yourself. Again, I don't know if that one's worth looking into further. Alright, and to close us out, we've got not one, but two fucking truck games, because I hate my life. Oh, this is 2006. This is the old, like, this is so far past. The DS was like 2 years old at this point when they decided to put this out. There are so many games like this. It's so weird. Perfect. Scream into the void. so much fucking quality. This is in the wrong space. This is an isometric. Oh, whoops. I guess it's fine. I don't think anyone's gonna fucking care, but you know, I don't really know what's going on. And the unfortunate thing is, like, one of the games I grew up with was fucking Mickey's Magical Racing Adventure, and like, this is actually genetically pretty fucking close to that. If I could stay on the fucking road. What am I even riding on? What the fuck is this thing? The goddamn dogs from Ghostbusters? What is this fucking thing? Oh. I think I just hit my own trap. God damn it. So yeah, I don't know how many fucking Shrek movies were out by 2006. It was a gnome. It kind of runs well when you're like... When you manage to stay on the road, it's actually kind of working pretty well. That's just easier said than done. I don't even know where anyone else is at. Yeah, it's running fine. I don't know. I don't know. What else can be said here? It's in the wrong fucking category. I think that's the big problem. That's a me issue though. I thought it was a kart racing game. I guess it wasn't. Not really. Anyway. So we'll just consider this one for the isometrics when we get those started here in a minute. Alright, moving on. Last Shrek game, the one we all know and love. Swamp Kart. Something or other. Swamp Kart. I don't even know what that says. Speedway? Oh, God. Okay, here we go. This is what we're looking for. This is the stuff. Here we go. Okay, it is rough. Alright. Unless you had several kart games, you probably wouldn't realize this was running poorly. It's fast, but it's at like a really low frame rate. Or something. It's almost like it's running faster than it should. I don't really like how you just like come to a dead stop, you bump into someone else. I mean, it's relatively fast. It's somewhat controllable. I wouldn't really call it nice looking. I don't really have any ambition to ever play this again. I'll tell you that right now. We're all tiny. You know, it's what you get. It's just Shrek. It's Shrek racing. Shrek kart racing. I will say, if you kind of just let yourself like sink into it, like I got first there with no effort. So like, it's comfortable enough that if you're like somewhat good with a kart game, you're probably gonna win it. So Ugh. Okay. That brings an end to our kart racing games. I think I have to give it to Banjo. On the stipulation that I want to go back and see some better tracks from that one. Yeah, Banjo Hot Wheels. I think I want to say Banjo. Because that one you can play for and have a good time. Hot Wheels can be frustrating if you're trying to actually win it, you know? Because there's like this tight little like fucking 90-degree turns and a bunch of jumps, and it's easy to get caught up. All right, so let's go and do top downs now. Only 6 of these. Spy Hunter technically would be in here, but it's a different kind of game, and it's locked, I think, behind the other game. So this is Demon Racers, I think. And you know, you listen to this music, you don't really think Demon Hunters or something, like Demon Driver. There's a beach buggy. There's a Jeep 401. Jesus. Go with the beach buggy. Alright, so now we're kind of getting into this world of this, you know. And obviously these games are probably going to run a little bit better than the kart games and the street games and the stock games, because, you know, there's a lot less to show here, you know. Oh my god, there's 10 fucking laps. And it's pretty simple. The map's very small. And a whole lot to do. This is really, I think, just catering to a different class of, like, people who would be far more easily amused by video games old than video games today, you know. Like, I used to watch a lot of, like, Classic Game Room, and that guy would be, like, just over the moon for an Atari 5200 game that, like, to you and I would be exceedingly boring, you know. What the fuck is happening here? That was weird. We all just got stuck together, huh? Okay, some weird collision things happening here. What? Why did it explode? Oh, is there a damage system? I think there's a damage system. I don't know. Alright, one more to go. Okay. Alright, and that was Demon Driver. Played well enough. I can't really see that being terribly entertaining though. You know. GT Racers. So this is the last GT game I think we're gonna see. And it's very different from the other ones. Love that render, how there's just this regular ass house in the back next to a fucking racetrack. That's great. I think I only have one car. Okay, this actually, there is some 3D rendering here, but it's only on the track. You know, there's some cool things. I like how they're kind of objects. Like, look at that there. You see those blocks, those houses. You know, I'm having a damn time controlling it because I want to look at the stuff more than the car. But you know, it's here. It's a race game. It's top down. Noticing to kind of compensate for seemingly smaller tracks, there's a lot more laps than usual. I would love to go back. How the fuck did I turn around? Oh my god. I'm actually kind of getting tired here. Okay, I don't know where I am. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I was going the right way. Maybe not. Let's just keep going this way, I guess. I ain't finished one fucking lap yet. Jesus Christ. Okay. Not a bad game, honestly. I'm just gonna call it. Not a bad game. Very interesting with all the 3D modeled stuff in here. Carnage Rally. This is actually one of the very few completely unique and original GBA racing games. It's not a tie-in. It's not a franchise. It is just its own thing. God, what the fuck is that? These people are terrifying. What the fuck is this? Oh no, what the fuck? Let's go with the steamroller, I guess. So, much like the last one, it's these simple little sprites that are on these very complex and three-dimensional tracks, which is cool. You know, this is kind of like, I would feel like, is the organic development of this genre of top-down racers. You start throwing shit over it, you know, kind of spice it up. I feel like driving this thing's kind of the antithesis of a race. You know, the opposite. Oops. Oh, I'm stuck. There we go. I've been lapped. What if I can fuck this guy up? Oh. I can get fucked up. Oh, I have fucking missiles. I think this would be another one I would kind of want to look into more. It's weird and it's goofy, and I'm sure there's other stuff going on under the hood. Just hit my mind. Okay, that was Carnage. Not a lot to look at initially, but I think if we play that a little bit more in the future, that would be kind of interesting. Micro Machines. Oh, fuck. Look at this fucking guy. This is a granny. This is this fucking dude. There's some interesting characters. Maybe he's fat guy. Oh, very fast. That's actually kind of nice. A little bit too fast. A little bit too fast. I'm not really sure which end is the track I'm on. Not really enjoying how it just like auto wipes, like warps you out. It's not like you're gonna like be completely insalvageable if you're that far away from the track. I don't know. Where the fuck am I going? Ugh. Oh, I guess I already over. Shit. Whoops. Yeah, the hardest part is just staying on the fucking track. I appreciate the frantic fucking music. Okay. If I were less tired and slightly more interested in playing a little bit more of that, I'm sure I'd probably enjoy that one. That one may actually be the best. I don't know. It's Rebellion again. Midnight Club Street Racer. I'm not really sure what we're supposed to be doing here. Fuck you, copy. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. I don't know. That seems more exploratory to me. Kind of weird game again. Like they could have made just a fucking as close to a Midnight Run or Midnight Club game. Instead, they chose not to. Racing Fever. Not really doing a whole lot, but like in that respect, though, it also looks very nice. Camera's a little something. I don't know what you would call it. Something. It's fast. It's moving fast. Oops. Probably didn't help me at all. Race over, thank God. Alright, so that was all of our isometric ones. Again, not my favorite genre of racer on the planet. I want to say Carnage Rally. Yeah, I think Carnage Rally. At least it's outside the box in that respect, you know. Alright, we've got 6 top-down games, and we're done for the... Wait. Oh, wait, no, we just did those. Shit, we've got the isometrics. Where'd it go? Here we go. 9 isometrics. First up is Carrera Power Slide. Blistering graphics, as you can see here. This game is very reminiscent of RC cars. Like, the track even looks like it. Oh, Jesus. Fuck. Okay, I'm not really even touching anything. I'm just holding down A. So I think this is a racing game. I think this is an RC game. Alright. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing on some of this stuff. Pit in. Alright, we're pitting in. Pitting in. I don't know how to pit in. How do we do that? Yeah, I really don't have much to say about, like, even less than the other ones. I guess it's some kind of pit mechanic, but, like, if you don't play with RC cars, you may not really vibe with this. You know, it's very specific. Why the fuck do I pit in? I don't know. It looks nice, at least. You know, most of these games have been pretty. You know. Unless it's specifically, like, muddy and hard to tell, like, distinguishing. I think most of the games we played so far have been pretty nice looking. Okay, so that was it. Cars. Cars, the video game. Thankfully, I think this is one of the last licensed titles we have to concern ourselves with. Oh yeah, look at this. This is great. This is fantastic shit. I'm so happy with my fucking life choices tonight. It's the Lightning McQueen. Okay, so it's actually going really fast. Fucking Doc Hudson, Jesus Christ, man. So yeah, the Cars franchise is strange, at least from what I've experienced. The only franchise that actually tries to give a shit about actually making a half decent racing game, and by that virtue, they're actually making some decent games. Like, this could very well be the top isometric racer tonight. Just out of functionality alone. Like, I'm vibing with it. I don't even like cars, I'm vibing with it. Oh, where the fuck Doc went off to, though? He's gone. Yeah, not a bad game. It would probably be better if it had like just a fucking free play mode, not tied to the god awful story. But you know, they can't all be zingers. All right, next we've got Driven. I don't know why I'm so fucking tired. Well, I do know why. It's because I got to bed. I have like 4 hours of sleep still. I like how all the changes here are just like, what the fuck is this? Alright, we're going with this. I don't know what that is. I mean, this looks good. It sounds good. Frame rate's pretty fucking good. Controls well. Oh god, I exploded. What the fuck? Plenty of action, I guess, if you like crash into other racers, you just blow up, which is cool. Ah, what the fuck? It's a bit gruesome. There I go again. Somehow I'm the only one exploding on this track. It's a bit curious. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. That was that. Not bad. Again, pretty fun. Not my cup of tea. Hot Wheels Velocity X. We got 2 Hot Wheels in the isometric. I'm forcing myself to stay awake at this point, but we're going to get through it. Oh wow, that's cool. There's stunt tracks. Whoa. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh. So I guess we're not supposed to touch the fucking directional buttons. Kind of. I don't know. Kind of one of those games that kind of just wants to do everything for you, you know? I think the left and right are reversed. I don't know what else to... Yes? No? I don't know. Something weird's going on with the controls. It's not turning the direction I want it to turn. I exploded. Wow. I don't know what that was. I just burnt it all up though. There we go. You lost. Keep trying. All right. That was something. Not sure I'd call it fun or want to play it again. All right, all out now. Good old DSI is back again. The exact same car we just had. Oh no. I'm not actually sure what I hit there. What direction am I even facing here? Where am I going? Oh, I guess I'm going this way. Shit. Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of seeing a lot, a lot similar to that previous Hot Wheels game we just did. So, yeah, I don't know. That shadow is nice. I kind of like that. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. They're virtually indistinguishable, those two. Alright, Monster Jam. We've not had a monster truck game in a while. So we got all the classics. Bulldozer. Okay. These are not the same names if anyone is curious about what's going on here. And that might be for good reason, because we have guns. I'm not really sure what we're supposed to be doing here, besides just shooting each other. I will not get that flag.
Hurry up. He's in trouble.
Oh no. Too late. Race over. Okay. Another kind of weird one where it's like, this isn't really isometric racing game as much as a combat game, but
Machine gun.
there's cars in it, at least. Monster trucks anyway. NASCAR Heat 2002. This one's another kind of left field one. If you expect, like, Formula One and NASCAR, kind of the ones you would expect to be at least trying to simulate racing. Dale Earnhardt Jr., hell yeah. Rolling Start. Only game to give you a rolling start, too. That's kind of fun. Well, maybe did that one Japanese... I think a Japanese game did, too. It's a bit sluggish on the controls. Not a lot going on here, as you can see. There's supposedly... Oh, it's 10 fucking laps. There's 24 cars, and we've only just seen a couple of them. Okay. Think I'm good. Think I'm good with that one. And not particularly impressive. Racing Gears Advance. 2 left. Very cartoony. Iron Bull. Damn it. Okay, I don't know how to do that fucking... I don't know how to do that. Alright, so this is running well. It's smooth. It's easily controlled. I don't know how to use weapons. Yeah, honestly, this kind of might be the strongest so far we've seen. Oops. Oopsie doodles. How does this keep happening? It's a fucking mystery. Okay, alright. We're good. Last one. Rock and roll racing. And complete transparency again, I think this is my favorite. And it's probably going to get muted. But I think this is the best one. It's goofy, it's fun.
The stage is set. The green flag drops.
The music's good. See, this is a good fucking game right here.
Shred is dominating the race. Viper fades into last. Viper jams into first. Holy Toledo!
Oh man.
Red was lost out there.
Go on, man. Oh man, this makes me kind of sad. I miss Ozzy.
Viper is dominating the race. Red jams into first. Snake was lost out there. Shred jams into first. Last lap. Shred is dominating the race.
Alright.
Viper
In spite of me falling asleep on stream, that's actually a really fun game. And I think that is the winner for the isometrics. So, let's recap here as we're winding down. Rock and Roll Racing, best isometric. Carnage, I think, was best top-down. And then Banjo was the best kart racer. So, those are the three champs for tonight. Tomorrow we're going to do funny cars, so weird things that we didn't really have any space for in other places. Just looking at here, get this fucking shit out of here. No. Let's see. Classics we already covered. Got a lot of bootlegs, hacks, and prototypes. A couple Excite Bike kind of games. And then a few of these ATV quad games. Not particularly good games in any right, but we have to talk about them anyway because they're very interesting. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up early tonight. Not terribly early, but still a little bit earlier. I'm going to go play some TF2 and then go to bed because I'm tired. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you.